If you keep waking up at 3 a.m. every night, mind racing, wide awake, and then you struggle to fall back asleep, you're not imagining it. And it's not just getting older. For many women in their 40s and 50s, waking up at 3 a.m. is actually a sign that your nervous system and metabolism are under significant stress. Today, I'm going to explain why this happens and the 3 most common reasons women wake up in the middle of the night during perimenopause. Many women tell me the same thing. They fall asleep just fine. But unfortunately, around 2 and 3 a.m. in the morning, they keep waking up. Sometimes they feel anxious, wired, overheated, or completely alert. Then their minds start thinking about work, tomorrow's responsibilities, and everything that's on their to-do list. By the time they fall asleep again, it's almost morning and time for them to get up. This pattern is incredibly common during perimenopause because the systems that regulate sleep quality are changing. And the main systems are blood sugar regulation, nervous system, and cortisol regulation. Now we're going to touch on the real reason you're waking up at 3 a.m. So let's break down what's actually happening inside your body. One of the most common causes for those 3 a.m. workups are a drop in your blood sugar levels overnight while you're asleep. When your blood sugar drops too low, your body releases adrenaline and cortisol to help bring your blood sugar levels back up. We know that cortisol is the stress hormone, and cortisol helps you feel more alert. And this is why it's very difficult for you to fall back asleep after you've woken up, because your cortisol levels, which are supposed to be low, are now rising. And this is why many women wake up feeling alert, shaky, and anxious. Because your blood sugar levels dropped overnight, your body is basically sending an emergency signal for fuel. This happens more often during perimenopause because our insulin sensitivity starts to change. So reason number 2 is cortisol levels are rising too early. So we kind of touched on this with the drop in blood sugar overnight. And the body's response is the body likes to be in homeostasis. The body's response is to release cortisol and adrenaline so your cortisol hormone rises at night. The issue is when it's rising in the middle of the night, you haven't gotten adequate rest. Your cortisol levels should be rising later in the morning, and this helps you wake up at your natural wake-up time. But when your nervous system is under chronic stress, your cortisol levels can spike in the middle of the night instead. When this happens, your brain shifts from rest and digest to fight or flight mode. And this is why you might start to think about problems at work, all of your responsibilities, and conversations that you had earlier in the day. Because your cortisol levels are rising in the middle of the night, your brain thinks it's time to be more alert and time for you to start solving problems at 3 a.m. instead of sleeping. So last but not least, reason number 3, the changes that occur during perimenopause makes your nervous system more sensitive to stress. So estrogen has a calming effect on the nervous system. It supports the production of neurotransmitters like serotonin, dopamine, and GABA. As estrogen levels start to rise and fall during perimenopause, the nervous system becomes more sensitive and more reactive to stressors. This means that you're more likely to wake up due to small disturbances, or it can keep you in a hyper-alert state overnight when you should be getting ready for sleep. Many women describe this, and they say that they feel that their body cannot fully relax at bedtime. The good news is there are 3 simple strategies that can dramatically reduce your 3 a.m. wake-ups. So strategy number 1, balance your evening meals. And so for the most part, we balance our evening meals by making sure that we're not eating carb-heavy foods before we go to bed, by making sure we add protein, we add healthy fats and fiber so that we're providing our body with the nutrients and the tools that it needs to make sure that it's stabilizing our blood sugar overnight so our body doesn't have to produce cortisol prematurely and we can sleep throughout the night because our blood sugar levels are stable. So again, strategy number 1 is make sure you're eating balanced meals, protein, 30 to 35 grams of protein, fiber, 15 to 10 grams of fiber, and of course those healthy fats, olive oil. Make sure that if you have a snack, make sure it's a protein-rich snack. Anything you can do to help support your body during perimenopause, but definitely anything anything you can do to support your blood sugar levels before bed. Strategy number 2 is to create an evening routine that helps support your nervous system. So a lot of us, we go to bed, we're on our phone, we're arguing with family members, children, we're trying to rehash everything that has happened during the day, and this really, right before bed, is really not the time for that. So creating an evening routine where you journal, you write down all the things you have to do, or all the things you did today, all the things you have to do tomorrow, instead of dwelling on it and thinking about it before bed, is a great way to help support your nervous system. So instead, create a very simple routine where either you take a warm shower, you listen to calming music. Basically, the goal is to turn on rest and digest and turn off fight or flight. So some simple strategies is to cut out screen time at least 2 to 3 hours before bed, avoid answering emails, and avoid the news and social media before bed. Creating a simple evening routine helps your brain signal to your body that, hey, it's time for us to rest, it's time for us to wind down and get ready for bed. And once it gets those signals, the body will prepare you for that deep restorative sleep that we all need during perimenopause. And last but not least, strategy number 3. Don't panic if you wake up at 3 a.m. And I know that this is the most frustrating thing, especially when you have a lot of things to do or you have a very busy day. But again, don't panic. One of the biggest mistakes that women make when they wake up at 3 a.m. night after night is getting frustrated. When you get frustrated, this actually increases your cortisol levels. So instead, try to keep your body calm. So avoid checking your phone or the clock and practice slow, deep breathing. Basically, this lets your body know, hey, I'm awake, but it's safe for me to go back to sleep. So if you're waking up at 3 a.m. every night, it's not random. It's usually a sign that your nervous system, your hormones, and your metabolism need a little extra support during perimenopause. Once you've stabilized your blood sugar, you've supported your nervous system by creating a simple evening routine, you should be able to reduce those 3 a.m. wake-ups. If you want help reducing those 3 a.m. wake-ups, I created a program called the 30-Day Blood Sugar Reset. This 30-day program walks you step by step through stabilizing your energy and improving your sleep. I'll add the link to the wait list for the 30-Day Blood Sugar Reset, which is launching again in May. And if you're navigating perimenopause and you want practical strategies for better energy, sleep, and focus, make sure to subscribe because I share new videos here every week.